Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do like a nice little chatty vlog today because this is just kind of how I prefer to vlog anyway, and then we'll get into the regular stuff and what this video is about. I forever hang things on the knobs in everywhere. Also got the setup going. It's really junky right now just because I was doing some of my Kylie Jenner lip stuff. This is the room. It's kind of like old school. Oh, crack. This. So good. There's really nothing cool to show in the room. I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna sit to record this actually. Making some tea before I get started. Okay, so while that's going, I just wanted to mention I finished We Were Liars and Lost Among the Living book recommendations. There's not anything else with that title, so if you do, just Google it. You can find that. And then my roommate gave me this James Lee Burke Rain Gods. So that's what I'm working on right now as far as books. The lip shade that I was trying though, if anyone was curious, is Kylie Jenner's Dead of Night. And I'm not going to post, I'm not going to post it as a, a phone vlog. I actually do have a T-Rebel as well that I used to film with a long time ago, but it was so heavy. But I think I'm going to do the sit-down video of that on my Rebel whenever I go home. I just got to figure out maybe if I can borrow like Hunter's laptop or something, or his Mac to edit it on. Okay, tea's ready. Okay, this is literally what I do. Like, oh, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand. Hold on, I feel like I would drop it. Hey. Okay, I don't know if anyone remembers, but in a previous video, literally like the same time last year, I had on this exact same hoodie, and I actually have gotten this nail color at my nail salon before, and she was like, honey, you got this already, like you need to switch it up. But it just works so well with our pink uniform, so that's why I get this color. It's a number, I don't know the name of it, but it's the Harajuki Barbie line, I think that's what it's called. It's like the Hello Kitty gel polish. But anyway, okay, let's see. So hoodie, I'll try to get all this out the way. I'm trying to be a better vlogger and, you know, list off everything that you're supposed to list off. Got this hoodie from Lima, Peru. It is Vineyard Vines. It was like $10. My shirt that I had on earlier is just from Rihanna's concert, the Anti-World Tour. I have on Adidas sweatpants that I live in, and earrings from H&M, and you can't really tell. I have on a little bit of eyeshadow just because I'm working on my Halloween look, and it is just, I think it's called Dead of Night. It's from the Naked palette, the Naked 3 palette. I want to say, hold on, let me see what it's called. Sorry. Okay, it's actually called Black Market. So this palette, that it's kind of almost pointless that I have it considering I hardly ever wear makeup, but that's where that's from. That about sums it up. Okay, let's get into the video. I've actually wanted to film this one for a while, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I should have it on my phone or not, but then I just decided this is what I wanted to talk about today, so I figured I'd just go ahead and record this one. And that is the flight attendant speed date. That's what I have called it. It's not an official thing, it's just what I like to refer to it as, just because it's something that happens literally, you guys, every single trip I have ever been on since the first day I started flying. This is like the process, so I was just like, I find it so entertaining and so interesting just to observe. So it's the flight attendant speed date. It's something that happens starting when we go to briefing and goes on throughout the entire trip, and that, like, it's not speed dating in the typical sense, but it's just like how we get to know each other every single time on every single trip. So this is normally how it goes. Hold on. Oh, I missed my camera. Okay, it's like weird to have it recording while I'm doing that. Alright, anyways, so this is normally how the flight attendant speed dating process would go. A little something like this. So we get to briefing. Oh, now my battery's low. Hold on, you guys, I'm so sorry. Is it still going? It is still going. Oops, hold on. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Okay, so now it should be charged enough to finish the vlog. So anyways, what I keep trying to get into is, let me say this first, because I just thought about it. Scorpio season starts tomorrow, you guys. So All I'm gonna say is that means Ashley will be extra from now till forever. I'm always extra, but I'm even more extra during Scorpio season. Anyways, flight attendant speed dating. This is a little something how it goes. I made a list of things that I find that happens usually every single time, but I will add things to this. Alright, so we get to briefing and everyone comes in and says, hey, my name is blah blah blah, da 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 da. Everyone introduces themselves. What do you go by? Because a lot of times people might have their names but they don't, go by that. They go by something else. Alright, cool. So we say all that. We say how the trip is gonna go, etc., etc. You find that out whenever you go through a briefing. So we get to the plane. Alright, from the beginning, whenever you walk into briefing, you know how your trip is gonna go. Because let me tell you, I have had, especially recently too, some trips that I'm just like, what happened? Like, what was going on out there? When you all walked on this plane, what were you thinking? What? And the crew was so good to the point, it did not matter. It did not matter how the passengers act, how many mechanicals we had, how many medicals we had, how the pilots acted. Nothing even mattered because the crew was good. So that can really establish the morale or whatever for the trip. Because I've had some trips where I'm thinking, oh, this trip is so good, the layovers are so nice, and then the crew was just like, and I'm just thinking, oh, okay, well, I'll go hang out by myself then. So you come in, you say your name, and all that good stuff, and then we kind of that sets the tone for the trip. And then once you get to the plane, that's when we can kind of talk, because usually we'll come to briefing and then we'll go get coffee or breakfast or whatever, and everyone get to the gate. Maybe we'll all walk together, maybe we don't. It just depends, because people will be on their phones or, finishing stuff up, or go talk to their manager, or go hang out with, friends they may see in the lounge, whatever else. So once we get on the plane is when it really starts. So usually on the jump seat, after we've established who's gonna sit where, then we just typical chatting, hello, how that type of thing, where it's like an introductory thing. So normally the questions that are asked are if you're based anywhere else. Now, I have had some people that will pick up out of base, so normally they will say from the beginning, I'm based in New York, or I'm based in Los Angeles, and I picked this up out of base. It doesn't happen too often, but I have had a few trips with other people that are based different places, but normally the entire crew is from the same base, usually, but not always. Okay, so then they'll ask you your relationship status. So are you married? Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Do you have kids? Do you have pets? That type of thing. So you knock those off. Oh, I've been married for 6 years. My kid is 14. I have 2 cats. All that. You find out all that. If they have any family drama going on, you may or may not find that out on the speed dating process. It depends. I've had some people sit on the jump seat and pour their heart out to me. I'm talking divorce, money problems, tell me about their children, tell me about their family member that is sick in the hospital, telling me, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, how are you on this trip? You probably should have called off because you're going through a lot. So you never know, because people forget, we have to be on that plane every single day and give all this amazing customer service and be friendly and cordial and meet the demands of these hundreds of people that are so demanding, and we still have lives. So when that plane hits the ground and we're turning our phones off airplane mode and our text messages are coming through for, we have a life too, but people don't think about that. So anyway, they'll also ask you, do you commute? This is one of my favorite things, because everyone always asks that, because I am a commuter. I will always be a commuter. But I used to double commute, y'all know that, and so I always mention that, I used to be mini-based, I used to double commute from Minnie to Atlanta to Louisiana. They're always like, oh my gosh, Louisiana, are you from New Orleans? No, I'm not from New Orleans, I'm from this little bitty town, no one's ever heard of it, and I'll say the town. I've had 2, maybe 3, I can't remember, times where someone has been like, I know where that is, and I'm thinking, what in the world, you have to be from Louisiana to have heard of the town that I'm from. So we'll mention that. We'll talk about, do you commute on this? How's your commute? Do you normally get the jump seat? Do you normally get a passenger seat? Oh, you commute on CRJs. So you do, they always want to know. it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like the flight attendant speed date, it's just, you ask all these questions that you don't necessarily care the answer to, but it's just the talk that we just have to get through this, and we have to talk about this on every single trip. So then we talk about the commute and how is it, etc. They'll ask, because we can see each other's seniority numbers, so we're like, oh, how long have you been flying? Because you can't really always look at someone's number and tell exactly how long they've been flying. So I'll say, oh yeah, I've been flying a little over a year and a half. I love it, I hate it, da, da, da. So yeah, that's usually something that always comes up. I have the little list to the side, so if I'm looking to the side, that's why. So yeah, they'll ask, like, have you non-revved any places recently that you enjoyed? And so I usually don't, I don't always tell people. Obviously, we're flight attendants, so we can go wherever on our off days, and a lot of flight attendants non-rev, and a lot don't. So some people will say, oh, I don't really travel that much outside of work, because people think just because we're flight attendants and because we have the ability to travel, that every single time I'm off, that I'm going here and I'm going there, and I'm like, no, like we're tired. We have regular things at home we have to take care of, so we can't just travel to a new city every single day we're off. I would never want to do that. When I have days off, I did not mention this, I got my November schedule, y'all. I'm off so much. In the back of my head, I was kind of like, dang, financially, I should have saved more than I did, just in case for this. I had saved up some preparing for my vacation, but then I wasn't thinking that I would get my regular days off on top of vacation. So now I'm off so many days, and I can't even wrap my mind around it. At my seniority, I just feel like it's too much. It's just too much. November is gonna be awesome though. I'm so excited. Okay, anyways, what was I talking about? Hold on. Okay, so then normally we will discuss like the layover. So if the layover is short or long, or if it's a lean over, or oh, you guys gonna do something on your layover? Are you from here? Are you gonna go out? Are you gonna go to eat? Like, we'll discuss that. Now, a lot I have found being Atlanta based, and I'm this way, I became this way once I got Atlanta based. A lot of times I won't want to do things on the layover because I like have things that I need to take care of. So, or like I want to do my own thing, or I might not necessarily like want to hang out with the crew. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep, or I'm gonna watch Netflix or whatever, and that's fine. However, depending on where it is and if it's a holiday or something, then I will go with the crew, but not always. And so this is like a flight attendant's favorite thing to do, and I am just starting to realize how much we do it, and it's just like habit. It literally is habitual. We complain about so many things. Oh my, it's like a good release though. Like for some reason you just feel like you can complain to a flight attendant about your job and no one else, like we get it. Now I complain about like to my friends or family or whatever. I'll complain about like things that happen during the job, and they're kind of like, oh, okay, like they don't understand, and no one can understand this like a flight attendant. So we will talk about, oh, the plane, the aisles are too small, the seats aren't comfortable, the jump seat isn't comfortable, the layover is not long enough, why is the setup like this, why is there water all over the galley floor, what are the passengers doing, why did they ask for a Diet Coke, why did they ask for a Diet Tea, do you hear this kid, this parent's not doing anything about it, did you check to see if we're getting holding pay? Like there's just all these things that every single time something happens, we're like talking to each other like, did you see that? Did you hear that? Like, what? So bad. It's so bad, but it's like good too, because it's somewhat therapeutic. Because if I'm sitting on the jump seat and I'm telling you, literally, you don't understand, like I had listed for to go to Portugal 2 weeks ago. I get to the gate and they're clearing standbys, and I almost did not get on because there was weight and balance. Something like that, to say that to a friend, they're like, weight and balance, like the plane was too heavy or like what? But as a flight attendant, you're like, oh dang, did you get on? Like we just understand the lingo of a flight attendant. So we just love to complain. Like there's all kinds of things I can't even think. I could probably make a separate video on things flight attendants complain about. And I do want to say the reason why I didn't do any more how to annoy a flight attendant, or was that the title of it? I think it was something like about how to annoy a flight attendant or whatever. I just felt like I shouldn't necessarily not focus on it, but it was just kind of like a little like sassy, but at the same time, like with any job, there are things that you dislike or the things that you go on, but I just feel like the how to annoy a flight attendant is a video only a flight attendant will understand. So just because this channel is kind of catered towards people that are considering this job more so than people that actually already have it, you guys wouldn't get it so much. But yeah, that's why I never made another one of those. But I did enjoy filming the 2 that I did. And now, well, hold on, let me finish this first. Okay, we also talk about how we're tired and hungry all the time, which kind of goes into complaining. We're always like, so are you gonna eat at first order? Are you getting Chick-fil-A? Like, did you pack your lunch? Like, we're always telling each other like what we're gonna eat, when we're gonna eat, how we're gonna eat it, where we're gonna eat it. Like, we talk about that all the time. So, but what I was saying now, adding this to the jumpsuit combo, is the new uniforms. That's like all the rage. Everyone's worried about it, thinking they're gonna look this way, and I'm just not. I'm just not with it. So, I personally love the uniforms. Anything that they were gonna put me in, anything that they were decided, I don't care. I'm that nonchalant to the point of where it's not gonna make me a difference. I'm gonna get it in my size. We're gonna rock it out. We're gonna go with it. It's not gonna make me quit my job. So, and my whole thing with it is certain things we complain about. Like, there's this one plane that everyone hates to fly, and I don't and I won't ever go into all of our fleet, because let me tell you, we got all the planes, all of them, too many of them. There's too many. I never will go into like, oh my gosh, I hate this plane so much. Everyone hates this plane so much. Oh my gosh, I love this plane. Everyone worked this plane. Like, that will never be a video topic of discussion. But there is the plane we have that we don't particularly like working on, as far as the way that the galley is set up in the back. Flight attendants for Delta mainline, y'all know which one. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. So we get on this plane, this is the trip that I'm on right now, and we're like, oh, this galley, I forgot how it is, because I hadn't been on it in a while, only to find out no service, which is like the best thing, to get on the flight and be like, no service. Your heart just soars to new heights. Oh, I love it. But well, I don't even know where I was going with that. And we were complaining about this plane. Anyway, it's cute, but it's just this. It's hard to work. But then we realized there was no service, so we were all happy. That was like a weird ending. So the flight attendant speed date essentially is just the process that we go through every single flight to get to know each other, to warm up to each other, to find out, ooh, I like you, ooh, I don't really like you, oh, I tolerate you. And the thing is, what makes this job so relieving sometimes is you can have a crew member who you're just like, no, this is not gonna work. We are not getting along, or you irritate me, or you frustrate me, or I find you difficult to deal with, or you have a crew member who's just in a bad mood, or, you know, doing things unnecessarily, or you're just like real confused, like, why are you talking to me so much? What? But it's like, this trip lasts for 3 days. This trip lasts for maybe 5 days. This trip might last a week, but when you get off that trip, you might never have to see that person again. You may have to see them again. You may have to work with them again, but we're adults and we don't take work home with us. So it's like, once we are done, we call in and we're off the trip or whatever. Nothing that happened on that plane I'm taking with me. Nothing that anyone said to me I'm thinking about, I'm worried about, I'm having to deal with. Like, I am rolling my suitcase out of Atlanta and I'm gone. Bye. I'm not worried about you or anything that just happened. But the flight attendant speed date, that's pretty much what it is. So if you guys have any questions, or if you would like to know anything more specifically that I can't answer, leave it down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! I just wanted to add this as a side note. I am about to order... Brace yourselves. I'm about to order cheese pizza, that's typical, and chocolate creme brulee. I've never had chocolate creme brulee before. Thank you, Michigan. Thank you. I'll let you guys know in the next vlog if it was good or not. Alright, bye!